One of my favorite parts of exploring the wetlands of southern Florida is the incredible abundance and diversity of organisms that can be found there. While herps are usually at the top of my list when exploring this habitat, on my last trip to the location, I became fascinated with the avian life around me. While I saw many different interesting birds on this trip, my favorite encounter was with a species that I had been hoping to film for a very long time: the osprey. I was actually looking for snakes when I noticed that every few minutes, a large bird would glide over my head, always headed the same direction. Naturally, I decided to give chase, and after a short hike, I found myself at the nest of a large family of osprey, right on the shore of a shallow water estuary. Finally, I had the chance to observe these animals relatively close up, and was also able to capture some pretty neat behaviors on camera. Osprey, commonly referred to as seahawks, are becoming an increasingly common sight along bodies of water throughout North, Central, and South America. Easily identified by their size and distinctive brown-striped face, these are some of the most unique raptors in the Americas from a morphological and ecological perspective. Although they are closely related to hawks, osprey do not often prey on the small mammals and birds that compose the diet of their cousins. Instead, seahawks are perfectly adapted fish-killing machines. While many different adaptations work together to make these birds such effective fish predators, perhaps the most important is their ridiculously impressive eyesight. Estimated to be about 6 times sharper than the vision of a human, and with glare-reducing black bands to help them spot fish below the water's surface, the eyes of an osprey miss very little. When they spot a choice fish, they will dive up to 3 feet below the water's surface to make the catch, plunging feet first on top of the prey item. Wicked sharp, hook-shaped talons ensure that even the slipperiest fish don't escape, and the meal is then transported to a safe location for consumption. Fish make up about 99% of the average osprey's diet, and provide plenty of nutrition for growing youngsters. While these fledglings are still too young to fish on their own, Mom and Dad will bring fish back to the nest and feed small chunks of the catch of the day to their chicks. Osprey mate for life, and usually only lay between 1 and 4 eggs per year. That means the survival of each chick is critically important for the success of the next generation, so parents invest heavily in ensuring their offspring's growth. This reproductive strategy works well when the chicks are able to reach maturity and start families of their own, but if the survival rate of the young osprey is negatively impacted by outside forces, it can have population-level consequences. In the mid to late 1900s, osprey populations plummeted worldwide as pesticides such as DDT inhibited their ability to metabolize calcium and led to thin eggshells and sickly young. These compounds entered the ecosystem in runoff, where they were absorbed by aquatic vegetation and made their way up the food chain to the osprey. By the early 1970s, up to 90% of breeding pairs had disappeared from the east coast of the US. In response to the decline of osprey and other raptors, DDT was banned in 1972, and osprey populations have rebounded globally since then, with an estimated 500,000 breeding-age individuals worldwide. As apex predators, osprey are a critically important part of our aquatic ecosystems, keeping fish populations in check, and therefore ensuring a balanced energy distribution throughout the trophic pyramid. Without predators like osprey to hunt fish, species with few natural population checks can experience exponential growth and consume too much of the ecosystem's resources, decreasing the overall diversity and leaving it vulnerable to collapse. Conservation stories like that of the osprey are an important reminder that everything in the natural world is connected, often in ways that we don't even realize until those connections are imperiled by human activities. Alright everyone, that's just about it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed, and learned something new about the osprey. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like on this video, and consider subscribing to my channel for new, educational wildlife content, coming on Saturday mornings as often as possible. Also, for more pictures and video clips from my adventures, be sure to follow my Twitter and Instagram pages at The Wild Report. Thanks so much for watching, and keep adventuring everywhere. This has been Zino, of The Wild Report, signing out.